Hello from Greece. Again, this is me, Pascha, or Vasiliki. I'm going to share with you today my lesson plan on Harry the Dirty Dog, a story I found on Storyline. You can also find it there, or write Harry the Dirty Dog on YouTube. I'm going to show you the story now. Okay, this is it. On YouTube, you can show the story to your students and create a wonderful lesson. Okay, so let's see my own lesson plan. Topic: Harry the Dirty Dog. The level. Well, the level of the story is for elementary students. The vocabulary is not that difficult. However, it's definitely not appropriate for A2 and below. Okay, A2 is just fine. Now, the time approximately I'm going to spend for this lesson is 45 minutes. And the materials I'm going to use is the story video from YouTube and the worksheet I'm going to distribute to my students. As a warm-up activity, before actually showing the video to my students, I'm going to prepare them for what they're about to watch. I'm going to ask some leading questions to familiarize them with the topic. Now, these questions might be: do you like animals? What's your favorite one? Do you have a pet? And how do you spend your time with it? Okay, we can have a discussion. Now, this activity can be done in various ways. You can ask students one by one. You can create groups or even pairs and ask students to interview their partner and then report back. You can do whatever you want as a warm-up activity. Now, again, as a warm-up activity, I would pre-teach certain words if I thought that it would be necessary for my students to know these words before watch the story. So, in my case, I won't pre-teach any vocabulary. So let's move on to the next stage of my lesson plan, which is watching the story and then discussing about it. Now, watch here that, see here that now I'm starting to integrate skills. Students are going to practice their listening skills while watching the story, and then speaking skills while trying to discuss about the story. So this is what I'm going to do. I will distribute the worksheet and explain to my students that they are going to watch a story about a naughty dog. They are asked to listen to the story and try to answer the questions in exercise 1. When the story is finished, I try to engage all students in a discussion and get to know their impressions. Then we discuss the story and check the answers on the questions. Now, I can quickly show you the worksheet. So this is the worksheet I'm going to distribute to my students. So the overall thing here is that while watching the story, they should spot the answers and be ready to respond to these questions after the story. So before playing the video, I will give to my students a few minutes to go through the questions. Okay. Now, for a detailed analysis of how I'm going to use the worksheet and how I create these activities, I have uploaded another video for the other task we had. Okay, So for this task, let's focus on my lesson plan. Now, let's say that we have watched the story, we have made the discussion about it. Now let's move on to the post-listening, let's say, part of the lesson. Now the post-listening part of the lesson is going to focus on vocabulary and grammar. Again, in the worksheet that you can find uploaded in the forum of the other task we had for this week, you can see that I have created a couple of exercises, vocabulary and grammar ones. So I explained to students that we are going to focus now on the story's vocabulary and grammar. Well, of course, after the story is finished, I'm going to ask for any unknown words, any phrases, or any utterances that they do not understand, that they may need some clarification. And then I'm going to ask students to complete the vocabulary exercise on their worksheet. Now, after the vocabulary is done, we're going to focus on grammar. Now, the grammatical exercise that I created is about simple past. My students are supposedly taught simple past before, so I'm going to use this exercise and this story as a revision for simple past. Okay. And when grammar is done, and hopefully we're going to end this lesson in a very nice way, I'm going to play the video again so that to give my students the opportunity to re-watch the story after the language analysis we did, and hopefully they will be able to understand more things and grasp language more easily this time. Something like a recapitulation of everything we've done. And hopefully this is something that my students will ask when I show them a video or a song or a story at the beginning of the lesson. If they like it, they keep on asking me throughout the lesson whether we're going to play the video again. So hopefully they will like the story, and after the exercises I'm going to play it again. Now, as a follow-up activity, as their homework, I decided to give emphasis on writing, and by doing this, hopefully I will manage to integrate all skills, all 4 skills in a single lesson: reading, writing, speaking and listening, and of course practice on vocabulary and grammar. So this is something very important. I always try to integrate as much skills as possible. So as a follow-up activity, students are going to write a short paragraph of about 100 or 150 words. Now the topic is again found on the worksheet and is here and is very explicitly stated and presented. So for the follow-up activity, I draw their attention on the writing prompt and explain what they have to write about. The goal is to use the story's meaning as a source of inspiration and in order to stimulate free production. So what I was taught in university when I was taking a reading class, a reading course, was that reading text, listening text should not only be used as a vehicle of information, as a vehicle of linguistic information, as a vehicle of language, grammar, but again as a source of inspiration, as something that would stimulate students' imagination and stimulate their critical thinking. So this is what I try to do. Okay, at the end of each lesson, I try to link the topic that we have discussed with the prior knowledge and give them the opportunity to produce some free speech on that topic. Okay, so it's very important to practice not only grammar and vocabulary, but also to stimulate and try to boost our students' thinking. So this is it. I hope you liked my lesson plan. See you soon. Thank you.